Throughout history, the rise and fall of notorious criminal empires offer a gripping and cautionary tale, illustrating the seductive allure of power and the inevitable downfall that follows unchecked ambition. From the opulent lifestyles funded by illicit activities to the eventual unraveling under the weight of their own excesses, these criminal organizations reveal lessons that resonate far beyond the underworld. Our journey begins in the smoky backrooms of the 1920s during the era of prohibition in the United States. It was a time when laws were more of a suggestion than a rule, and alcohol flowed abundantly despite government bans. Enter the infamous Al Capone. Known as Scarface, Capone's empire thrived on the illegal production and distribution of alcohol. He cultivated an image of invincibility, driving luxury cars and wearing tailor-made suits. Capone's rise was meteoric, as he controlled much of Chicago's underground by exploiting both violence and charm. Yet, this dominance was short-lived. Capone's hubris became his undoing when he was eventually brought down not for his violent crimes, but for tax evasion, proving that even the most untouchable fall to the subtle line of the law. Further afield, across the Atlantic, the early 1990s saw the rise of another titan of crime, Pablo Escobar. As the notorious head of the Medellin cartel in Colombia, Escobar became one of the wealthiest men in the world. His empire was built on a foundation of cocaine smuggling that spanned the globe, turning him into a modern-day Robin Hood in his hometown, where he funded infrastructure and funded social programs. However, Escobar's empire was also marked by unparalleled violence, instilling fear through a deadly campaign of intimidation and murder. His eventual downfall came as a result of relentless efforts by governments and rival cartels. The siege of his hometown and the final confrontation ended with Escobar dying on a rooftop, a lone figure against the twilight. Criminal empires are not confined to the distant past. In recent history, we have seen the rise of the Yakuza in Japan, who embraced a more corporate approach to crime. By diversifying into legitimate businesses and operating with a veneer of respectability, these organizations seemed untouchable. Yet, even they have been impacted by stringent laws and social changes, which have eroded their influence and forced many to retreat from the limelight. These stories serve as stark reminders that the power amassed by criminal empires, while vast and intoxicating, is ultimately fragile. They are built on foundations of fear and corruption, where loyalty is as precarious as a house of cards. Once toppled, these empires leave behind a legacy of destruction and an indelible stain on society. In conclusion, the rise and fall of notorious criminal empires echo a timeless cautionary tale. They remind us of the cyclical nature of power. The higher one climbs through deception and lawlessness, the farther they have to fall. History teaches that no empire, no matter how formidable, is immune to the consequences of its actions. The stories of Capone, Escobar, and others underscore the inevitable fate that awaits those who choose the path of crime, fleeting glory, followed by silence and infamy.